Scientists say there's a place in our solar system outside of Earth that has the chemical makeup to potentially support life.
Europa has an ocean. Europa actually has twice the amount of water that Earth does.
The vastness of space is mind-boggling. Every day, scientists produce incredible historical discoveries that amaze all of us here on Earth. One such recent find was made on Saturn's moon, Enceladus. Enceladus, an ocean world in our celestial neighbor, provides a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to search for extraterrestrial life. NASA's James Webb Space Telescope, or JWST, has captured images of the moon blasting a huge plume of liquid vapor into space. Researchers believe that this plume contains chemical components required for life. Could life exist beneath its icy exterior? How will it alter our previous understanding of the universe? Let's find out together. The James Webb Space Telescope has discovered a 6,000-mile-long plume of water squirting into space from Saturn's tiny ice-covered moon, Enceladus, forming a giant watery cloud in Saturn's orbit. The plume is 6,000 miles high and 20 times the width of the tiny ice-covered moon. Enceladus is Saturn's sixth largest moon and one of the solar system's most promising prospective places for life. According to NASA, it orbits Saturn within the planet's E-ring and constantly spews out a mixture of water and basic organic molecules into space at roughly 800 miles per hour, or 400 meters per second, generating massive plumes that reach hundreds of kilometers into space. While part of the material returns to the frozen planet, some escape and feed Saturn's massive E-ring. Enceladus boasts the brightest surface of any object in our solar system because it is blanketed in spotless, high-reflecting ice. According to NASA, its surface is inconsistent, with some places heavily cratered and others virtually entirely crater-free. Scientists believe this hints at current geological processes that allow Enceladus to regenerate its surface. Enceladus, a 313-mile-wide ocean world, roughly 4% the size of Earth, is one of the most fascinating scientific targets in our solar system in the search for life beyond Earth. A worldwide reservoir of salty water exists between the moon's frozen outer crust and its rocky core. Geyser-like volcanoes emit jets of ice particles, water vapor, and organic compounds from the moon's surface cracks, known colloquially as tiger stripes. Enceladus is one of several intriguing ocean worlds in our solar system where scientists believe they will find life beyond Earth. Although the global ocean lies behind an ice shell, the moon's rocky core may warm it sufficiently to make it hospitable for life, assuming that life exists there. Is this the first time scientists have discovered waterspouts? Not so. This may come as a surprise, but scientists have observed Enceladus gushing water into space before. Observatories have previously mapped jets hundreds of kilometers from the moon's surface, but Webb's remarkable sensitivity exposes a new narrative. However, the JWST's more extensive field of view and improved sensitivity have added to the awe. It revealed that the vapor jets stretch further into space than previously imagined, exceeding the moon's span several times over. Before delving into this further, let's take a look at Saturn. Saturn is the sixth planet from the Sun and the second largest planet in our solar system. It's also the third most distant planet from the Sun. It boasts a staggering total of 145 moons. It's the farthest planet from Earth that you can see with the naked eye. However, a telescope can see the planet's rings more clearly. Saturn is known as the ringed planet due to the prominence of its rings, even though the other gas giants in our solar system, Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune, all have rings as well. Since prehistoric times, people worldwide have kept track of Saturn in their calendars and rituals. The planet may be seen with the naked eye, and people in ancient cultures described it as looking like a bright light that was moving among the stars. Enceladus, which is one of Saturn's moons, is one of the most likely locations in the solar system to have the potential to house extraterrestrial life. According to a recent observation by the James Webb Space Telescope, the Great Telescope may assist scientists in deciding whether or not to look for it and how to do so most effectively. In 2005, during a series of close flybys of Enceladus, the Cassini mission, which NASA led, discovered water plumes on the moon. However, during that time, scientists only got a limited understanding of these geysers' true strength. Now, thanks to the JWST, researchers can take a fresh look at these fluid jets and investigate their makeup in greater detail. Jerónimo Villanueva, who is a principal author of the study and works at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center, stated that with the help of the James Webb Telescope, they would be able to measure water from a great distance and observe the entire perspective for the first time. According to a statement released by NASA, the measurements taken by Webb showed that the water torrent gushes out of the barely 300-mile-wide or 500-kilometer Enceladus at a speed of 79 gallons or 360 liters per second. This is fast enough to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool with water in a few hours. The result of Webb's first sight of Enceladus was a total and utter shock to the scientific community, even though water had been predicted to be present on the moon. When we planned this, we thought we were going to see a little bit of water very close to the surface. We have never expected this type of emission of water, Villanueva said. The observation showed that despite Enceladus's diminutive size, it significantly impacts the environment surrounding the gas giant, which it orbits in a little over a day. The water geyser causes a massive cloud of water to be produced behind the moon as it travels around Saturn, and this cloud eventually makes its way to the other moons that orbit the planet. According to the study of the data, just 30% of the water that makes up the donut-shaped cloud of water is still there. According to NASA, the remaining 70% is dispersed throughout the rest of the Saturnian system. These potent sprays have piqued the curiosity of the scientific community, and they want to know what else might be dispersing around the solar system. Methane, carbon, oxygen, and phosphorus were among the compounds discovered in the plume of Enceladus during a preliminary analysis of data collected by Cassini. These molecules could be indicators of the presence of life. Its liquid ocean is wedged between a thick shell of ice and a rocky core that supplies nutrients, which leads scientists to believe that the little moon possesses all of the required ingredients for even the most fundamental kinds of life to evolve on its surface. Because of its closeness to Saturn, the moon's core is subject to substantial gravitational forces, which most likely generate heat within the moon, and as a result, might facilitate the chemical reactions that could lead to the emergence of microbes. However, Villanueva stated that the Webb spacecraft did not uncover any signs of these chemicals during its initial investigation of the fascinating water world. Missions to find alien life on Saturn's icy moon Enceladus. NASA scientists are presently discussing future flights to Enceladus to seek indications of life to confirm extraterrestrial life existence and accomplish other goals. The Enceladus Orbit Lander is one expedition that has been proposed. It would orbit the moon for around 6 months, traveling through the moon's aqueous plumes and collecting samples. After that, the spacecraft would transform into a lander and descend onto the ice moon's surface. It would be armed with an apparatus that could weigh and analyze molecules, a DNA sequencer, and a microscope. Remotely operated cameras, lasers, and radio sounders would be used to investigate the moon's surface. One such idea for the mission would be to send down into the oceanic depths of Enceladus a self-operating snake robot known as the Exobiology Extant Life Surveyor. This robot, outfitted with cameras and LiDAR, would explore the uncharted environment of the ocean floor of Enceladus in search of indications of life. Saturn's water supply. The hazy water halo, known as a torus, happens to be positioned in Saturn's most giant and most outer ring, referred to as the E-ring. Sensitive instruments of the Webb spacecraft obtained data that reveal that only 30% of the water is contained within the torus, while the remaining 70% escapes and serves as a water source for Saturn and its 124 moons. Astronomers have made it a top priority to develop exploration missions that will more thoroughly investigate Enceladus and determine the depth of its ocean. Both the Europa Clipper project of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or NASA, and the Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer mission of the European Space Agency, or ESA, are scheduled to arrive at Jupiter's moon Europa at the beginning of the 2030s. Both missions are dedicated to the study of Europa, which have some parallels with Enceladus. In 2034, NASA's Dragonfly mission will travel to Saturn's moon Titan, another ocean world the agency will investigate. In the meanwhile, Webb will continue to conduct observations of Enceladus and collect data that may be useful for future expeditions. NASA claims that we are starting a new age in exploring our huge solar system, replete with boundless potential and stunning revelations. As the James Webb Space Telescope continues to push the boundaries of our knowledge, revealing wonders that defy our imagination, humanity stands on the brink of discovery with each astonishing revelation. The cosmos calls us to explore deeper into its cosmic tapestry, the pursuit of knowledge, the search for extraterrestrial life, and the exploration of celestial planets' fuel. Our voracious curiosity propels us into an unknown yet tantalizing future. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more exciting episodes.